Gather round, gather round. I have a story to tell. Now, before I get into the first impressions that I have of Kafka here, I do want to tell you guys a story. Story of a man with a dream to be reunited with his one true waifu. Yes, that's right. I wish for Kafka, and I not want to normally do summon videos, so I did it on my own. But I tell you, I wish I recorded this one. Now let me tell you about what happened to me today. Now, if we go back in time, back to when Kafka was a distant dream, the beginning of 1.2, I tried to save up wishes in order to be able to get her, and I wanted to get her enough to bring her to E2. So, I saved up my wishes. The time came in order for me to wish, and I sat there and I prayed. I prayed to Orange Jesus and Jesus Christ, both of them, yes, because I wanted that luck. And what happened? Well, my prayers were answered because, lo and behold, the very first wish I did, my baby came home. Oh, it was beautiful. I jumped, I laughed, I cried. It was a beautiful time. It was great, you know? But then something else happened. I made another 10 pull, and all of a sudden, baby came home again. What?
What?
What is this madness? What is this madness? Orange Jesus was smiling on me today. All glory to God. God himself, the one almighty. Yes, it was a wondrous summon session. I can't be happier. Didn't even need to top up to get the Eidolons. That's amazing. What more can you ask for? You know? And granted, I did have to go to soft pity, but I had to face the mean old 50-50. And the 50-50 isn't a nice one to deal with sometimes, especially after you already got lucky. Well, I'm here to tell you, I won that 50-50. 76 wishes in, and she came home right again. Oh man, oh man. I got myself a bunch of Lukas. I got a Luca E3. I won the 75-25 on her weapon, and I managed to get the light cone that I really wanted. Resolution shines as pearls of sweat. I really wanted superimpositions of this light cone, and they just kept coming. They just kept coming, and they just kept coming. Pause. But I was coming too. Look at all that. Look at all those resolution of shines as pearls of sweat. Oh man. Speaking of sweat, I was sweating the whole time. I mean, it is hot over here too, but I was sweating because I was so excited that I was getting so much. You know, I don't know what I did to deserve such greatness, you know? Yeah, all I do is I just try and do my best to try and give out information to the community, you know, try to do honest work. But yeah, that is how my summon session went. And now let's talk about Kafka and my thoughts on her as my impressions on her first day, my first impressions of Kafka. Now, granted, we did get to play Kafka, of course, in the tutorial, but we didn't get to do much with her, right? So some of you may know her kit and everything like that, and we've talked about it extensively. But yeah, she is doing basically how I predicted her to do. She's doing very well. She has 3,300 attack, which is okay. You know, it's pretty good. I don't have a lot of attack substats and everything like that. I barely have any, right? So most of you should have more attack than me. Same thing with speed. She has more speed than me because I don't have all her relics fully leveled up to 15. I level up a lot of characters, so I can't really level them all up to all the relics up to 15. I'm working on that. I'm probably gonna have to skip Don Hung just so I can actually work on my characters so they don't just look like trash anymore. So she's doing pretty good. I'll show you the relics I have on her. She has some break effect. You know, I didn't gun for it, but you know, that's what showed up. You know, I gave her a little bit of speed. Now, in terms of the crit Kafka, I am going to try and work on that there, but that's going to take a lot of investment. For those of you who haven't seen the last video where I talk about how crit Kafka is actually going to be the best form of Kafka, I still do believe that. The numbers, you know, I don't believe they lied to me, so I still do believe that. But the fact of the matter is, it's very, very hard build to go for. And I feel like a lot of people misunderstand what the point of crit Kafka is. The point of crit Kafka isn't to focus on her personal damage instead of dots. It's to make sure it's to try and make her personal damage less negligible alongside her dots. So you're still going for attack, you're still going for speed. You're not doing Salcedo 2-piece, you're doing Space Sealing Station 2-piece right there. You're not trying to use her as some kind of solo hyper carry or anything like that. You're doing what you would do for her to improve her dots, but you're just trying to make it so that her personal damage also crits too. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing really. But in order to do that, that's very hard because you don't have traces to help you, don't have a weapon to help you when it comes to her crit stats. So it's very hard to do, but it can be pulled off. If I try to force her right now, I'm almost there. I have like 50, 100 crit damage, and unfortunately that's going to be weaker than the full attack dot build. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. But that's why I don't have that going for me right now. But speed boots all the way. No matter what, speed boots. After testing her, I have seen the importance of having her go that fast, because if she's constantly going, she is proccing those dots like no tomorrow. And proccing those dots over and over again 2 to 3 times per turn before the enemy gets to go is going to do a lot of damage. It might not be a huge big number all at once that people are used to seeing. So people are going to be seeing like, oh, they're going to see Kafka do like a scale and only does 20,000 or 30,000 or something like that. And they're going to think, oh, that's not that much damage. But it is, because you're doing that more than once before the enemy gets to go. And then the dots are going to proc again when the enemy is about to go. So you're getting 3-4 times. The enemy is suffering from the dots 3-4 times within one turn. So she is dishing out a lot of damage. I have her light cone on right now, but as many of you may know, the 4-star light cone, Good Night Sleep Well, is actually, when you have it at Superposition 5, it's actually going to do more damage than her signature light cone. So you're not left in the dust when it comes to light cones. She seems to be somebody that is made to be free-to-play friendly. I know we say that she is expensive because you have to build another dot character up to level 80 also, but that's it. I mean, the other character that you have with her, or that I have with her, is Asta, and that's a free-to-play unit right there. Then you have a defensive unit who you probably already had leveled up. So it's not that big of a deal for her to be that expensive. I mean, trying to level up 2 characters to 80 is expensive. So, but, it's not unbearable. You can do it. Then you have other options when it comes to different aliens. I don't have every single light cone to show to you guys, of course, but, you have different options right there. In terms of that, you have her light cone right there, her Fermata, which is another free-to-play light cone, which is going to give her some break effect and some damage when shock or wind is on the enemy, which is all the time. So you have free-to-play options and you have pay-to-win options. And then next patch, of course, we're going to get another option right there. So she's doing good. She's performing well with what she has. I was able to beat Memory of Chaos floor 10. As soon as I had them leveled up, I was able to beat Memory of Chaos level 10 with her with ease. So that was a great thing right there. I have Japard as a defensive unit with her because I feel that Japard is really good. I actually think Japard is better than Bailu in terms of defensive, but you can use Bailu if you want. That's really good. She can solo sustain. And then you have Luosha. Obviously, he's going to be the best healer, so he's going to be the best pick. Japard isn't doing DOTs, but there is a light cone that you can use that can actually help with that. This light cone right here increases defense by 60%, and then when the wearer is attacked, there is a 100% base chance to burn the enemy. Once you burn the enemy, you're able to also do dot damage based on the defense. You can get that. You can get up to the super position level 5, and you'll probably be able to do burns too, right? But I have his light cone, so I'd rather just do that to have him be just a defensive unit, right? But you do have that option if you do want to use it, if you don't have his light cone right there. And then the Luca or Sampo, I'd say they're kind of even in what they want to do right there. As I mentioned earlier, I went for his light cone. So I have that superficial level 5, so now it's 100% base chance to reduce the defense of the enemy, which is awesome, which is great. I love that. And then I have Asta, who honestly, I feel that Asta is a staple when it comes to Kafka, and I feel like a lot of people have started to catch on when it came to that. I first mentioned this a long time ago when I talked about the 5 tips when it comes to Kafka right there. Asta is wonderful with it Because with Asa, I'm able to get up to 200. I only have 125 speed, but I'm able to, in many instances, I'm able to get up to 200 speed because of Asta on the team. Because I do have Asta on 4-piece messenger set right there, so she gives speed. So she's doing wonderful right there. So when I have the team, I feel that Asta is probably one of the most important people to have on the team. Whether with Luca, you can go Sampo or Luca. Either or is going to do great. I just like Luca more aesthetically, so I'm using Luca. Luca actually is a little weak right now, I must say. But I do have him with some speed. I do have him with some break effect. I have him with a break effect rope, an attack body. I kind of just put on what I have for him, what I have available for him. But I'm going to try and perfect him as time goes. I'd probably put him on the physical set at the end of the day. I'd put him on a 4-piece physical set. But yeah, so Kafka is doing great. She's everything that I expected, maybe a little bit more. All the testing I've done, I haven't activated her Eidolons yet. This is all E0 Kafka. So when I show you the footage, and when you see that she's doing well, that has nothing to do with her constellations. That is just her power. Simulated universe for many is too hard. A lot of people auto through and things like that. But in the highest levels of simulated universe, sometimes it can give some challenge. She mows it down without an issue. She embarrasses it. It's crazy. But yeah, she's doing great. So if you guys are wondering, is she good? Is she mid like people say she is? Or people who are doom posting saying she was? I wouldn't say she's mid. I would say she is good. She is a good unit. She is up there. And she's only going to get better the more dot units we're going to get within the game. I love her. My right now, I'd say mine is a subpar Kafka, and she is doing extraordinary things. So if you guys are worried about that, worry not. That's my first impressions on her. She looks good. If you want to know fully, in depth, like everything analyzed, that's going to take some time to really take a look at her and really see where she falls, her value in terms of all the other units. But right now I feel like I can confidently say that she is top value. If you're thinking about if you want her, as long as you know what to do, then go ahead and get her. Like I said before, in terms of her build, if you want to do crit build or attack build, you need to understand the requirements that you need in order to make a crit build work. You can't just do it like you would a regular DPS, putting South Soto on her and so on and so forth, trying to do other things to get crit rate. You need attack and you need your speed. And if you don't have enough stats in order to pull it off, then just do the full attack. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys pull for Kafka? Were you guys lucky enough to be able to get her? Let me know what happened. Let me know how that thing went. Definitely, and like the video if you like the content that I have for you. And subscribe to the channel. So I can give you more content like this. And with that under here, legend out.